Hi, everyone. Welcome to Kiki and Kibitz. It's me, Mary, and I'm here today with Inmate to Roommate, Season 2, Episode 9. When will I be free? First, I would like to apologize in advance. I feel like shit. I have a summer cold. My ear is clogged. So, this recap may be half assed. It's late. The show was on a few days ago, and it's Monday, and I'm just getting to the recap. So I would like to apologize in advance, but let's get right into this. This was a really good episode. So first, we start off with Analisa and Beta and Dusty Musty Mark. Okay, Mark had two women, not one, but two women in Annalisa's house, and she wasn't fucking having it. Okay, so when we last left off, Annalisa and Mark were tussling in the bathroom. Okay, there was a chick in the bathroom. Annalisa was flipping out as she should. Okay, and there was a whole clusterfuck at the door of the bathroom, and Mark was screaming in Annalisa's face, and that's what did it for Veda. Finally, Veda fucking snapped, and he was like, "That's it." He got Annalisa out of the way. He got into Mark's face, and he was like, "That is it. Get out." Okay, and he basically pulled Mark and the chick that was in the bathroom and got them out of the house. And Veda was just, he was at his breaking point. Do not yell in Annalisa's face, okay? That's it. He saw Mark yelling and cursing in his wife's face, and that was the straw that broke the camel's back. Annalisa sitting there with her little dog on her lap. She's like, "Get me Tylenol. My head's killing me. Are you going to give him another chance, Veda? Are you done with him?" And Veda's like, I try to give him so many chances, and just seeing him yell in Annalisa's face and cursing at her like that, that's my breaking point. So they called their daughter over. Remember their daughter from the first episode, and how Mark was trying to hit on her, and she knew that he was bad news from the get-go. Okay, well, she comes over, and she is holding back everything in her. She wants to tell them, she wants to look at her parents and go, "I told you so. I told you so. I told you so." But she doesn't. She says, "Let me help, let me pack his shit. Let me go, let me pack his shit, and let me put it out." Okay? So she goes in his room, she starts packing his shit, and they discover all of these Motel 6 cards, a huge bag of weed, and Beta's like, "Oh, he's pimping." That's what Mark has been doing. He's pimping because these Motel 6 cards are from down Aurora, and Aurora is where all the action's at, and blah, blah, blah. So their daughter's stuffing the bags with all of Mark's shit, and she's like, "A rope ladder to sneak somebody into my parents' house. I would never do it, but that's a genius move. I got to give it to Mark. That's a real genius move." So she takes all his shit and she puts it all the way out of the house. She's like, "I'm not leaving it on the porch. The shit is going all the way out." Okay? So we see next week, Mark comes back. Okay? And Annalisa's like, he's like a kid that is all out of bluffs. So we'll see what happens with this. But yeah, it was quite a clusterfuck. And speaking of clusterfucks, Emily, I don't know what the fuck you're waiting for to get Jason the fuck out of your house, okay? Because it's not like the Annalisa and Beta and Mark situation, because Beta made a promise to Mark's Uncle Pee Wee, and it's like that whole family friendship thing. I mean, Jason was recommended to you by a friend, and obviously it wasn't a good recommendation. You need to get him the fuck out of your house. He is not doing anything for you. So this episode, um, it starts off with Emily's sink has been backed up for a couple of days, okay? And there's like dishes in it and it's all backed up and it's disgusting. And she's like, Jason, can you help me, like, and fix the sink? And she has like this plastic coat hanger and she's trying to unstop the sink. And Jason's like, I'm busy. I'm going out right now. I'm busy. And she's like, you don't do anything around here. You don't work. You just sit around. You make messes. Can you just take like 5 minutes and help me fix the sink? All your dishes are in the sink. Can you like unstop the sink at least? And he's like, I'm busy. And she's like, you got to be kidding me. So his solution to unstopping the sink is using the plunger from the toilet. And she's like, you gotta be kidding me. You're fucking gross. Okay? I mean, it's from the toilet. There's like, bacteria on it and shit. And he's like, well, that's what Lysol and disinfectants and all that other stuff is for. But he's too busy to properly unstop the sink. He runs out, jumps into this chick's car. Emily chases out after him, and the chick is like, "Oh, who is this? Your mom?" And Emily's like, "You need to mind your business." Jason gets all pissed off and is like, "Who does Emily think she is? Whatever." So now the next scene, Emily is doing her, little confessional with production, and she's like, things are not going well having Jason here. And all of a sudden, and she's like, I don't know who that could be. That's not for me. No one I know knocks like this. And it turns out to be some dude named Tyler looking for Jason. Because it turns out that Tyler's girlfriend was one of the chicks that Jason had coming into his room. Okay, because we all know that Jason has been sneaking chicks in and out of Emily's house, even though Emily doesn't want anyone over. Okay, so it just turned into a clusterfuck, and they wind up fighting on her front lawn. Another thing that Emily doesn't want to have. I mean, that's the last thing you want to have, your roommate and some random dude getting into a physical fight on your front lawn in the middle of the day for all your neighbors to see and hear. I mean, that's not a good thing, right? So, Emily, what the fuck are you waiting for to get rid of him? He's not doing you any good. I mean, he doesn't have a job. He doesn't clean. He sneaks women in and out of your house. This is the result of him sneaking a woman in and out of your house. I mean, what else are you waiting for? Emily, Emily, Emily. Moving on, we have David and Aaron. Now, David is sticking to his plan of having his house as a place for the people coming out of prison to be able to stay and have a safe place to be able to adjust to society and have resources and etc. Aaron, on the other hand, doesn't want to have anything to do with that plan, even though he knew all about it. Okay, he just wants his ex Lavanya to move in. Okay, he thinks Lavanya is a perfect fit for this. Anyone else? No. It's going to be a risk to his sobriety, like this guy Ron that David, has been talking to. David thinks Ron will be a great fit, but no. Aaron thinks Lavanya is the only one that should move into the house. So David invited Aaron out and he wanted to speak to him alone, okay? Because Aaron has been avoiding the subject about having another person move into the house. So what does Aaron do? He brings Lavanya to the dinner. And Lavanya felt right away that David was like, what the hell is she doing here? So basically they had the conversation, okay? And David was like, it's kind of hard for me to say okay to have Lavanya move in, because the first week when you were out of prison, she was basically the worst person on earth. Okay, she like broke your heart, stole your money, did all this horrible shit, and now you want me to believe that she's the best person on earth. So it's kind of like, I don't think that that she should move into the house. And Lavanya's like, wait a minute, okay? Aaron's, the grown ass man. I might have taken some of his money, but all of the other bad decisions that he made on his own. I didn't twist his arm to do anything, okay? So David wishes that Aaron would have went about this whole thing about having Lavanya move in a different way, because he feels like it's really manipulative. But Aaron understands that David doesn't need his permission to have Ron move in. But if Ron moves in, Aaron says he's out, which I think is a really stupid move, because Aaron moving out of David's house is going to put his sobriety at risk even more than having Ron move in. Okay, but that's just my opinion. I think Aaron is being really dumb, hard headed, um, whipped. I mean, he's been out for how long? Him and Lavanya has been together for how long? And it's like, oh, I want her to move in. I mean, whatever. So I'm moving on. We have Cindy and Jennifer, and this episode, it really broke my heart for Jennifer. Starting off, we have a garage sale. Okay, Jennifer has deep cleaned, decluttered. I mean, she has worked hard, sweated her ass off, has been day and night working on getting rid of shit, and the final result is this garage sale. Okay, that has resulted in 12.50 in sales because it wasn't properly advertised. Cindy didn't put it on Facebook until the last minute. So Jennifer gets a call from her mom, and her mom is like, if you want to come see the kids, today's a good day to see the kids. So Jennifer and Cindy go off to see her kids. She has three. She has a baby that's almost one, and her older boys are 12 and 14. Okay, now I get both sides when it comes to this. Jennifer's mom is very protective of her children. Okay, and she gives Jennifer a hard time about seeing her kids, and she's like, well, if you didn't do A, B, C, and D, then you would be able to be with your children, and but since you chose A, B, C, and D, this is why things are the way they are. And Jennifer feels like that she's being eternally punished, and she will never be able to make up for the things that she has done and prove, that she's a better person and that she could be the mom that her children needs to be. So her and Cindy get there. She gets to hang out with the baby for a bit, droll the ball. Her and Cindy are having a good old time. And then, she goes inside to see if the older boys could come out. And her mother is suddenly like, that's it, visit's over, get off the property. I have a feeling that it had to do with, the whole film crew, and maybe the kids didn't want to be on camera. So whatever, whatever the case may be, Jennifer was heartbroken. Okay, and her and Cindy get back in the car, and she basically says, when am I going to stop being punished? And it's really heartbreaking to me that the one that's punishing me is someone that I love and trust. So that's where the episode leaves off, and that's it. I think we're getting very close to the end of the season. If not the season finale, maybe next week. um, and that's basically it. Thank you so much, guys, for watching me. Please subscribe if you don't already. Hit the like button. Share my video with a friend or 10. See you next week. Bye, everyone.